Hey guys! Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. My name is Grace. Today I'm actually going to be going over my June perfume tray and do a recap on these fragrances. This was the first time I did a perfume tray because, as some of you may know, I had not done it before. It was not something that I was doing. I was just choosing fragrances and then putting them right back where they were. But this is definitely a good way for me to be able to focus on the fragrances that I'm either loving or completely neglecting, and being able to retry them throughout the month to get a better idea of what I actually think about it. And I obviously still wore other fragrances that were not part of this tray, but these were my main focus. So let me go ahead and give you my thoughts. Let's start off with my most worn fragrances. It's not going to be a surprise here, but one of my most worn fragrances was Radiant Nectar by Clean Reserve. This is a very fresh, sparkling pear opening. It's perfect for everyday wear in my opinion, since it's not loud. It's just very close to the skin type of scent. And I was able to layer this with some of the fragrances and body mists that I have, and I absolutely loved it. I'm obviously going to continue to wear it and going to continue to layer this with other fragrances. So this was a win. And next up, I have Juliet Has a Gun Pear Ink. The more I wear this, the more I absolutely love it. I layered this with my Bath & Body Works Chasing Fireflies, and it was such a good combo. But I love wearing this on its own as well. It lingers on my skin the whole day, but I get a good 4 to 5 hours where it's in my scent bubble, and people can still smell it if they get close enough to me. So this was also a win. Next up, I have Valentino Donna Born in Roma Green Extravaganza. This is another one that I wore a few times throughout the month. One weekend, I layered it with Radiant Nectar, which actually turned out to be a pretty random combination if you ask me, but it actually ended up being so beautiful together. So definitely try it if you have both of these perfumes. And I really enjoy the tea note that's in here. It's super refreshing. It gives it a brightness to it with the vanilla giving it a little bit of sweetness. I don't think it's overpowering though, but definitely going to continue to create these random combos with this perfume. I don't do it when I go to work because I don't want to annoy anybody, but during the weekends, I go all out with my combos and I try different things. And this is one that I'm really liking so far. And I'm definitely going to continue to layer this with different perfumes and different body mists. And then I have Acqua di Gioia by Giorgio Armani. This is definitely refreshing. It's got that mint in the opening, and it's perfect for summer. I definitely did not get a good chance to wear this last summer, so I'm definitely going to continue to wear it throughout this summer, even if it's not necessarily in my tray for the next couple of months, just because I do want to get better wear out of this. And I do have a video going into detail about what I think about this fragrance. In case you do want to watch it, I will leave that down below in the description box, but definitely a favorite of mine. And the last most worn fragrance was Amber Vanilla by Seven Virtues. This is so comforting to me. It is an easy reach. I don't have to think too much about it. And I have even oversprayed this and it still looks like I haven't worn it, but this is not loud at all. It's definitely a softer, lighter fragrance, and I can still smell it in my scent bubble. Others can smell it because they've even told me, but it's not annoying and it's not overpowering. And it's another one that's become a true favorite in my collection. Okay, so one that I'm actually rethinking is the Libre EDT from YSL. I love lavender, and overall I love the Libre line, especially the intense version. But for some reason at this moment and throughout the month of June, I was not totally in love with this. I like it, but I feel like I kind of forced myself to wear this, and I don't want to feel like that when I'm wearing perfume. I want to be able to reach for it because I genuinely like wearing that perfume and not because I'm being forced to. And of course, the reason why I grabbed for this is because I wanted to focus on this perfume for the month of June because I have neglected it. But there is definitely something in here that's changing my mind about it. I still like how it smells, but for some reason, I'm just not liking how it actually smells on me. But I'm actually glad that I gave it a try this month and that I focused on this fragrance even though I didn't completely like how it actually smelled on me. This is the same reason why I wanted to do a perfume tray and focus on perfumes that I haven't worn in a while, like this one, and then come up with a conclusion. And I don't think I have yet formed my final conclusion on this perfume, but I will still revisit it throughout the summer and probably in the colder months and see if I can form my final conclusion on whether I'll keep it or not. So those are just my thoughts on this perfume for now. Next up, I have Dawn by Brown Girl Jane. I only ended up wearing this once throughout the month, and I really like the smell of it in the air. It's really nice and pretty. Now, I was curious to try this out on a hot summer day just to see how it would turn out. Initially, in the opening, I do get that fruity vibe from it. It's really nice and refreshing in the opening, but then it becomes really, really sweet. And the day that I chose to wear it was really hot and humid. So I don't think the sweetness went well with the humid weather, in my opinion. I enjoy the fragrance itself, but I think for me at least, it's going to have to wait for a colder day. And I'm glad I tried it because I was curious to see what I would think of it on a hot day. So either way, I still like the fragrance. I just prefer something this sweet on a colder type of day. Next up, I have Princess Eau Fraiche by Kilian. This is another one where I love that tea note that it has, and it has a little bit of a citrus opening, and yet it remains sweet but not overly sweet. It's not overpowering. This is very light and soft. And speaking of light and soft, it's also not very long lasting. I can get anywhere from 2 to 3 hours where I still get whiffs of it in my scent bubble, but then it becomes a skin scent and I actually have to look for the scent. And like I said, I don't mind having to respray my fragrances. I do enjoy this and I will continue to wear it. All right, and then I have Pistachio Brulee by Le Monde Gourmand, and I'll be very honest, I feel like I could smell this a lot longer than I could actually smell Kilian Princess Eau Fraiche. This was definitely one that I wore to bed a lot throughout the month, and I actually enjoyed it. It's very comforting, it's light, and it's soft, so I think it's perfect for bedtime. I did not find this overpowering or annoying to fall asleep to, and I could still smell this in my PJs the next morning. So again, very, very nice pistachio scent. And speaking of Le Monde Gourmand, I also have Light de Coco. This one I actually ended up layering with other coconut fragrances that I have in my collection. It's perfect for doing that, perfect for summer. And speaking of that, I also have Coconut Palm by Mix Bar, which I also layered with other fragrances. So both of these are good on their own as well. Another one from Giorgio Armani is Ocean de Gioia. This is definitely one of my favorite pear scents as well, right along with Pear Ink and Radiant Nectar. This is also another one that I neglected last summer and I wanted to use it up a little bit more this summer, so that's why it ended up on my June tray. I will also leave the link below to the detailed video that I have on this fragrance in case you're also interested in watching that and giving you further thoughts on this specific fragrance. And then I also had to include Terra de Gioia on my June tray. This one I know I ended up wearing at least 3 to 4 times this month, which may not sound like a lot, but keep in mind that to me it is a lot because I also ended up wearing other fragrances that were not necessarily on the tray. But this one I absolutely love the almond in here. I find it really comforting, and especially if I'm just watching Netflix and doing nothing else, this is perfect for those type of evenings. And next up, I have Dolce & Gabbana Dolce Garden. This is definitely one that I wore a few times, layered with one of my favorite fragrance mists from Bath & Body Works, which is the Whipped Coconut Milkshake. It's such a good combo, so you should definitely try it if you have both of them. And also, this was gifted to me, so I wanted to include it in my June tray so that I could try it out a little bit more. It was in my wish list for quite some time, so I'm really, really glad that somebody decided to gift this to me. And this one from Jean Paul Gaultier, I wanted to leave for last because it is discontinued. I did wear this at least 3 times and I enjoyed wearing it. Obviously, it's a little bit different from the original label. And this is also one that I love layering with other fragrance mists and other fragrances in general. So now the perfume tray is empty and ready for a different month, ready to be filled with different fragrances that I can enjoy. And this also concludes my perfume tray monthly recap for June. I hope you enjoyed it. I love talking about perfumes and giving you guys my thoughts, even if they're not the newest perfumes. I want to be able to share with you the ones that I want to focus on because I truly enjoy them and because maybe I neglected them for some time and I want to be able to retry them. So, I hope these videos are fun, and if you like them, definitely make sure to subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video.